Going on, guys? So I'm going to do a live stream. I don't really do this too often, so I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this, but that's all right. I'm going to do an RC review video, and I figured maybe it would be cool for you guys to watch to see how the video making process is done. In any case, you gotta be careful what you say on live. You can't make any mistakes. I can't edit all that out. In any case, I'm going to start the video now. I'm just going to throw you guys in the tripod. We're going to go cars, then probably planes, and then helicopters. And then I'll wrap it up and I'll start editing the video, and that will come out right after this. So I hope you enjoy watching this. I don't even know if anyone will watch this, but if you do, thanks for watching. Alright, so I'm just going to throw you on the tripod right here. And you'll hang out here until either my phone dies or I stop the live. But in any case, you're kind of going to get to see what it's like for the process of how making a video goes. I don't know if I should put you here or there. We'll put you here so you can see me and the vehicles. I think this is good. My table's already ruined. We're probably going to look like a tag sale here with some items on the table. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, what's up? So, this is how it starts. I strap the GoPro to my head in a very awkward way. It's always weird in public. And then I just go to it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. First thing I gotta do is I gotta record an intro, and then I gotta record some clip of something so that way I can go on my PC, grab the footage, and make sure this is angled the way I need it to be, because I can't even tell you the amount of times I've filmed an entire segment or an entire video only to find out the camera was up too high or down too low. So I've learned in this video making process that it's probably the most important thing to do when I start off. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna begin. I think the angle for that camera is good. Usually I can check on the GoPro through my phone, streaming it to make sure the camera's angled correctly, but ironically enough, I'm too busy streaming on my phone to stream from the GoPro. Anyways, I'm gonna begin the video now. Hopefully I can bang this out in an hour or so, and I can get to editing and back to all the other stuff I do during the day. Alright, let's go. Also, whoever is watching right now, because I asked you to, appreciate it. Alright, let's start with this part here. Blah, blah, blah. Intro, here's where I'm standing. Can you see the car? Is everything good? This is the angle I'll probably stand at. I'm standing here. I'm standing there. This is the car, etc. Blah, blah. Alright, now I'm just going to take that. I wasn't even recording, was I? Alright. Start that over. Blah, blah, blah. Intro. Everything lined up correctly. Welcome to my backyard. Sometimes my head goes to this angle. Can you even see me on here? Probably not. I'm just going to move this over so you can see me. What up to my 3 people watching? You're the shit. Appreciate it. I think one of them is me, and I think Dale, and then likely Con. Thanks, guys. Alright. Can you see me? Alright. Blah, 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 blah. I will be right back. I'm going to just check the GoPro footage, make sure everything's set right. Cool. Camera angle is good. It was a little tip to the side. I probably moved around too much. So, all right, I'm starting now. Yeah, I'll turn the camera towards me on that intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm just going to do a quick overview of all the cool items in my RC collection. As you can see right here, I have a lot. I'm going to start with the cars, then we'll go to the helicopters, and then we'll jump into the planes. And I'm also live streaming this one, just so if you want to see how a video process, how the process for the videos are made, just so if you want to see how the process is, see like this is something you'll see when I'm making mistakes, man. I have to reset. Just so you can see the process of how one of my videos is made. If not, no big deal. I'm also live streaming this, guys, so if you decide you want to see what it's like when I make a video and how many times I actually have to restate things and then edit them out, then that video will be up as well for you to see. In any case, I really hope. In any case, I really do and hope. In any case, I really do hope you. In any case, I really do hope you enjoy watching, and I will see you. In any case, I really hope you do enjoy watching this video in my insanely large and growing collection of RC toys. Cool. Intro done. Now we go to the first car. Alright guys, I'm going to start the list off with the Traxxas Bandit here. This was actually my first, well, it was my first buggy, and I just recently made an entire video where I converted it to brushless. I got a nice Hobbywing ESC and a Spectrum 3200 kV brushless motor. I put the big bore Traxxas aluminum shocks on, a bunch of RPM parts, running a 3S battery in here, and I got these cool wheels off Amazon. They were only 15 bucks for rims and tires, a whole set of 4. And I also put a Proline transmission on here. A good amount of this stuff came in the RC lot I had purchased. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll leave the link for the first one right up here, and I'll also leave the link for this video that I made with this car right up here as well. I am running it on my Radio Link. I am running this car on the Radio Link transmitter. That is what receiver is in here. And I also have a aluminum, I don't know what that's called. I also put an aluminum bell housing on, and I have a Traxxas brushless servo. So this thing's been totally rebuilt. It's pretty dope. It came out great, and I'm really actually proud of my work on it. So check that video out, and on to the next car. Alright, okay, up next we have the Traxxas Bandit VXL. Pretty much the same exact car, stock, but pretty much the same car, stock, but this one comes with the brushless setup. As you can see, it actually got ran over by a car, so a full rebuild is probably going to be happening for this sometime in the future. I have a couple other parts I can pull out of the RC car lot, specifically a servo. Anyways, this is a brushless version of the This is a VXL brushless, and I do believe this motor actually makes it a little bit faster than the one I just showed. But either way, it's still a dope car. Again, we're going to make a video in the near future where I rebuild this entire car and make this one sick too. What up? Next on the list, we have the Traxxas Slash 4x4. I actually took this and remade it into, I actually took this car and Up next on the list, we have the 4x4 Traxxas Slash. This one came out of the RC car lot I purchased. It actually was originally a brushed version. However, I swapped it over to brushless. I made a video, but my camera was at the total wrong angle. Stupid me for not checking beforehand. Mini spider. Stupid me for not checking before. I should have checked the camera beforehand because that footage is basically wasted. Maybe I'll upload it one day, I don't know. Either way, this came with everything you see here except for the brushless version. It has some aluminum shocks in the front and rear. It's got a couple aluminum suspension parts, and I think the servo stock. So yeah, this is just a regular 4x4 brushless vehicle. Nothing real done. In the next clip, you're going to see what I did to my original VXL brush. In the next clip, you're going to see what I did to my original Traxxas 4x4 Slash. And so just basically stock 4x4 Slash, still a lot of fun, not very fast. I got to change the gearing to get it to go a little bit more. The next car, I actually took the original. Still a lot of fun. Next on the list, this was originally just like the one I showed you, except it was originally a VXL, so it was a brushless version of a Traxxas Slash 4x4, but I put the low center of gravity conversion on it a few years ago, and then earlier this summer, I decided I was going to convert it completely into the Traxxas Rally, and I did actually make a video of me doing that. So I have the front bumper and this one here. Up next on the list, we have the Traxxas 4x4 Slash. This was pretty much the exact same car as the one you saw in the last clip. However, a few years ago, I replaced the chassis with the low center of gravity one. I added the aluminum shocks and a bunch of RPM parts. And then recently, this summer, I decided I was going to convert it completely to the Traxxas Rally. And you can see that with these front bumpers, the body mounts, and these wheels. I still need the A-arms because the body rubs. If you see the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. In any case, I still have to paint the body to finish that car up completely. But this was my second RC car I ever bought, and let me tell you, man, this thing's a lot of fun. The brushless version of the Slash is way better than the one I just showed you. Obviously, I mentioned in that one that I had swapped it to brushless, but in any case, this is a great intro to RC cars if you want something that's four-wheel drive. I really like this car. Up next on the list is actually the first RC car I ever bought. This right here is a Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive. It's been totally modified, as you can tell. It has a low center of gravity conversion, it has a bunch of RPM parts, and it has a Castle brushless system on it, and a FlySky receiver. And this was originally my wife's car. I bought it for her, and I was just playing with it so much that she was like, you gotta go buy your own. So I did. I went and bought the one I just showed you, and then I ended up going back to this and making it faster. She was like, Mike, you know, it's too fast for me now, so I decided that this was mine and I was going to buy her a new Slash. That's coming up in the next list. This one needs a lot of work. As you can see, I took some parts for a recent build I did. You'll see that in a minute. It's kind of a secret build. I have a video coming up for that very soon, so stay tuned for that. This thing's a lot of fun. If you've never driven a low center of gravity conversion Slash, you're missing out. Highly recommend it. In the future, we'll be rebuilding this and making it sick again. Next on the list is the stock Slash. This is the 100% bone stock Traxxas Slash. This is the car I was forced to buy because my wife was a little disappointed that I took hers and modified it. This is out of the box. This is like 250 bucks. If you've never had an RC car, this is the one I would recommend. You could also get the four-wheel drive one. It's just a little more expensive. But this right here is a great intro to any person who's never had an RC car. It came with a pink body. I should probably have all this stuff out here. It's just some extra work. You know what? I'm going to go grab it so you can see. Alright, up next on the list is the bone stock Traxxas Slash that I had to buy for my wife because I modified hers and she didn't want to drive it anymore. As you can see, it is the pink edition. This thing is sweet as far as never having an RC car goes, guys. If you're going to get one, I always recommend this to everybody. It is two-wheel drive. It is brushed. It'll do about 22 miles an hour. And this is completely bone stock, guys. If you've never had an RC car before, this thing is great. That's really all I have to say about this one. I did buy her a clear body, and I took one of her Hello Kitty stickers and painted over it. I didn't use the right paint. This This was like 8 years ago. So, but yeah, she plays with this one, and it's a great car. Next on the list is also a bone stock Traxxas Slash. This is one that I picked up from the RC car lot as well, and it has a brushless conversion, just a cheap one from Amazon, probably no more than $50 to $60. It is a little bit faster than the stock one, but other than that, it's totally stock. The guy that I picked this up from did absolutely nothing else to it. I don't know what the gearing is. I don't think it's different than out of the box, but yeah, it's cool to have, you know, a stock Slash and a brushless Slash that's stock as well. That's just me, I guess. Alright, next on the list is another two-wheel drive Traxxas Slash. This was also from the RC car lot. This one is heavily modified. It has aluminum shocks in the rear, aluminum shock caps in the front. It's got a bunch of aluminum suspension parts up here, and these are just some cheap these look like some cheap Amazon A-arms. There's nothing special. The rear ones are stock. It's got a sway bar on it, a Hobbywing brushless upgrade system, and I switched out the radio to the Radio Link. This thing does 62 or something like that, 58, I can't remember. It's between 50 and 60 miles an hour, and it's very hard to keep it off the ground. It is also low center of gravity conversion, and it looks like it also has the Traxxas aluminum steering belt. Very cool car, guys. This is my favorite out of the RC car lot. Again, if you didn't see that video, check the links in the description. Next on the list is another Traxxas Slash. Yes, guys, I have way too many Traxxas Slashes. This also came in the RC car lot and is also heavily modified. It has the same Hobbywing brushless system as the last car I showed. It's got rear shocks, it's got rear aluminum shocks, and a bunch of aluminum suspension parts, including the A-arms in the front, heavy-duty axles back here, and it is also running the Proline transmission that I showed you in the other car. And this makes a big difference, guys. This is a lot heavier than the rest, and since it's a stock Slash, it has a tendency to roll over. Kind of annoying. Also, it's got a also has an aluminum belt crank housing. Possibly, I don't know. I don't really know how this falls under my favorite as far as the RC car lot goes, but it's a Slash. Can't go wrong with a Slash, as you've seen. I have a whole bunch of them. I promise, guys, I'm going to branch out into other types of cars. Next on the list is a Traxxas Rustler. I actually bought this and made a video of the rebuild process as well. This has a Castle upgraded brushless system. It came with that. It also came with the wheelie bar, I think. I don't remember. Just some RPM parts. Really not much different than I bought it, but I bought these Amazon tires. They're pretty cool. Bigger than, you know, normally what a Rustler has, but I made a video on this, guys. I'll leave it in the description. It's also running... Actually, no, the previous owner switched out the receiver to a Spectrum receiver with a remote. It seems like maybe the one he had broke. This thing's quick too, and it wheelies a whole bunch, thus the wheelie bar. So, for all the people who are watching the stream, whether they're watching now or later, I don't think anyone's watching at all. I got a lot better at being on camera, as you can tell. I was terrible in the beginning, as I think most people who make videos are. And I love this stuff, so it's always fun to talk about it with enthusiasm. Next up on the list is the Nitro Traxxas Rustler. This is actually the only Nitro vehicle I have. Nitro is completely different than electric, if you guys have never played with either of the two. Everything on here is stock, really, except for this front bumper here. It's a little loose in the back here. I need one part in the back, but yeah, again, it's pretty much stock. I actually got this car for free. Some guy at my old work just, hey Mike, see if it works. And I actually didn't think it was going to, but it turns out it was basically never used, so that was really cool. And I was actually a little afraid to mention to the guy that it was fixed because I didn't know if he actually kind of just gave it to me or if I was supposed to give it back. Anyways, he never asked for it back, so it was a very cool inheritance to have. I also painted the wheels gunmetal, but it looks like they're kind of a dirt magnet. I think on my first run they already got dirty. Nitro's a whole different animal, guys. A little bit more difficult. You got to tune it and things like that. But this car is sick. I really like driving it. Yeah, that's the Nitro Traxxas Russell. Nitro baby. Also, invest in Grimace Coin, guys. Not you kids though. Next on the list, we have the Traxxas Stampede 2-wheel drive. This is a brushed version of the car. I actually bought this because I wanted to make a video, because I made the Traxxas Bandit video. It was one of my original videos, and it's my best performing video. So I assumed that if I made it with this, it would do very well as well. It's only around 2,000 views now, but I guess in a year it'll probably be around 10, which is alright. The Bandit video got 40,000, so I'm hoping for something like that, maybe in 2 or 3 years. Either way, guys, this thing is fun, and I'm glad I bought it because I ended up really liking it. I also made, as I said, I made a review video for this as well. It will be in the description if you want to check it out. Don't really have much else to say about this. It's completely stock, brushed, does about 20 miles an hour. Totally great, fun car to drive. Again, it just wheelies like a monster, and I think that's what makes it so much fun. Monster truck, right? It's a monster truck. Of course it's gonna wheel like a monster. And I'll probably put that bit in the clip too. I'll probably put that bit in the video because, I don't know, it's kind of got to show your personality a little bit. You don't want to just always be a robot. I mean, I'm no pro YouTuber or anything, but from what I've learned over the years, boring, monotone voices, people don't want to watch. You gotta show your personality, and it takes a little bit of time to come out. It also takes a lot of time to get over like the stage fright thing. I'm in my backyard, it's great back here. If I'm out in the street or near the street and I have this on my, it just feels so awkward. Next on the list is the Arrma Granite 4x2 Boost. This is also one of my more recent purchases. I bought it because Hobbytown allowed me to take home the Senton and the Vortex, and those videos were doing really well, and I knew that I needed to do this one too, and they didn't have a display model, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me to pick it up. And I actually ended up liking it a lot. It's very slow, so it's not really anything all that exciting. Am I mad I bought it? Not at all. So it comes with a nickel metal battery, a brushed motor. It does about 21 miles per hour, around the same as the stock Slash and things like that. But it's a cool looking truck. It's got big tires. And I did make a video for this, a full review. It's also doing really well compared to some of my other videos. So if you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and check it out. Another cool monster truck to add on the list. This one does not wheelie, I might add. So if you want wheelies and you're looking for which car is better, I would say 100% go for the Stampede. Likely what will happen, if you're anything like me, you're going to end up buying both down the line anyway, so. Also, the color scheme is gorgeous. Next up on the list is the Traxxas E-Max. This thing is a beast, guys. I actually got this one for free as well. It's got dual brush motors, one ESC. There's 2 servos to control the steering, 8 shocks, 4 bars, 4 A-arms on each side. And I actually crashed it and broke the A-arm in a video I made for the RC, for the Radio Link remote. If you didn't see that video and you want to see me hit a big parking lot curb and break it, then check it out. I haven't fixed it yet. I do have the part, but I ended up taking the receiver out of it to use for that Blue Bandit, which was the most recent car I built. This thing is super cool. I mean, anyone who's never played with an RC car, if you give them this one, usually the first thing they say to you is, you know, I had my neighbor telling me, "You take payments?" And I was like, "Dude, just come to the RC store with me and pick something out." Also, it is 4-wheel drive. Last on the list is a Traxxas / low center of gravity, totally bone stock. This is kind of you're gonna see what this is in the future. I don't want to talk about it too much. So that is my RC car collection, guys. I have a lot of them, as you can see, mostly Traxxas. Actually, they're all Traxxas except for that one. That's what I Traxxas is a great brand, guys. I know a lot of people hate them, but if you're not really into RC cars, want to get into them, they're a great choice. You know, they're mid-hobby, hit or miss with Traxxas as far as what people think. I don't really know what else to say. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this segment. Up next, we're going to be going. That's it for the RC cars. Need some water. I was thinking about bringing everything back in, but I'm probably gonna leave it out here so I can take a screenshot. I don't think it's take the thumbnail, not the screenshot. I don't think it's gonna rain. I hope not. Alright, helicopters. I'm gonna go grab all those. I'll turn this off for now so I don't waste the battery. Go grab those. Got the big boy here. I'm actually going to check the footage for the RC cars just to make sure I did get everything on camera, because again, the last thing I want to do is get to my computer to edit and find out you couldn't see the table at all, because that's the worst, and I'd rather find out now and refilm than have to deal with that later. Well, I'm back, and guess what? The camera was facing up too high. It's really annoying. Uh, this is all at the bottom of the screen, and you can pretty much just see grass. So I got to refilm all of that. It's okay, but this time I am going to just do one car, and then I'm going to go back and check the footage to make sure. But yeah, that's annoying. Really, really annoying. Oh well. Alright, I'm just going to do this one, then I'm going to go check the camera. Also, every time I plug my USB in, there's a chance this camera moves, so yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss with this stuff. I guess I should probably put the cars over here too. Alright, let's do this first car. Pray for the best. Alright guys, we're going to start off with the Traxxas Bandit. This is the car that I actually just made a video about. I took the stock one and I built it into a pretty cool, and I built it into something much better than it was. This was the first buggy I bought. I bought it with intentions of making a video. I figured since it's a popular car, the video would do well forever, and I was absolutely right. It is my best performing video with over 40,000 views. And if you want to see that video, just look through my channel or I'll link it below. In any case, here's what I did. It was originally a brushed motor. I put in a Hobbywing ESC, a Spectrum 4200, a Spectrum brushless motor. I put a Hobbywing 120 amp ESC, a Spectrum brushless motor. I put all RPM parts in the front, an aluminum bell housing. We got a brushless Traxxas servo inside there, and the Traxxas big bore aluminum shocks. It now is capable of 3S batteries. I have the receiver from the Radio Link remote I purchased, much better than stock. And to finish it off, I picked up these cool Amazon wheels. It's actually 4 wheels with tires for 15 bucks, I think. We also have a Proline transmission in here. A good amount of the stuff came from the RC car that I purchased, guys. I had a whole bunch of parts I wanted to use them, so that's what I did with this car. I only needed to buy a few things. So yeah, Traxxas Bandit, lots of fun. Much better build than in the original. Much better build than the way it came stock. I'm gonna go check that now and make sure camera is in the right angle so I don't have to do all this again. Again, it's very annoying. I should have just done this in the beginning, but kind of didn't want to leave the live stream. Did it end up paying off? No. But I'll be back. Alright, that footage was a little better, still kind of towards the bottom of the screen. These are the things that happen making a video, guys. It's kind of what makes me annoyed. It's what makes me hate the GoPro so much. It's annoying, and I really need to get a better camera. It's in the future, but for now, I gotta make do with what I have. I'm gonna do one more of these, and I think this one is gonna be the one. I'm not gonna do a whole version of it, though. It's kind of getting annoying trying to go in there, so I'm gonna do that now. Of course, this battery is at 54%, so this video is probably gonna take longer than I thought. That's alright. Alright, so I think maybe I shouldn't lean. I'm not sure. I gotta try all angles. So leaning, standing, holding, pointing. Pretty much gotta make sure everywhere from here is in view. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Traxxas Bandit Show, where I talk about this car 8 times before I ever get to these, even though I already talked about all those. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, I'm going to check. This is going to be the last time, guys, and then I will be back on stream the whole time. Alright, just like I said, that's the last time. Everything's in view, we're good. So, I'm going to film this now, and I hope the battery lasts long enough. Alright, no more wasting time. Also, sometimes if I'm pointed too far down and I hit record, when I go to edit, it turns out the damn thing filmed upside down. Oh, it's so annoying. I gotta get a nice camera so I can improve the stuff. So, alright. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing my entire RC collection, planes, helicopters, and cars. I don't actually have the planes out here yet. As you can see, I have a lot, and my collection is growing, and I thought it'd be cool to go through everything with you guys, see details of the things I have, where they came from, and how I feel about each one. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you do, give it a like, subscribe to come back and see all the other content I'm going to be putting out for you. Alright. So the car I'm going to be starting out with is this right here. It is a Traxxas Bandit. This was one of the first videos I ever made. I thought it'd be a really good idea to buy this car, seeing that it's a very popular model, and I figured if I made a decent video review of it, that it would probably likely do good. It would probably likely do good forever, and I was right. It's my best performing video with over 40,000 views. And my last video I made, I actually took this and I built it from stock to a beast. And I did this by taking a lot of the parts that I picked up in that RC car lot I bought. If you haven't seen the video for that, I'll put it down below in the description and probably up here at the corner of the screen. Anyways, let's go over the difference between now and stock. Stock comes with a brushed motor. It does about 20 miles an hour. I have now upgraded it with a Hobbywing 120 amp ESC a Spectrum, I think it's 4200. A Spectrum, I believe 4200 brushless motor. From the RC car lot, I took this Proline transmission. I have a bunch of RPM parts, front and rear A-arms, bulkhead, front bumper, rear A-arms. Also from the RC car lot, I got this brushless Traxxas servo in here. I picked up an aluminum bell crank, and then to top it off, I put on, it has the Radio Link receiver, and to top it off, I picked up these cool black wheels off Amazon. It was actually also put on the big bore Traxxas aluminum shocks. And to finish it off, guys, I put these cool black wheels that I got off Amazon. I think they're Hobby Park or some no-name brand. They were only 15 bucks for a set of 4 rim and tire. They were only 15 bucks for an entire set of 4 rims and tires. So they ended up turning out good. We'll see how they hold up. This thing is much cooler than it was, and if you haven't seen the video where I upgraded it, there's a 3-part series. I'll leave the first link up here, and I'll leave all 3 links in the description. Of course, guys, now it's windy, and I'm praying the microphone isn't getting a bunch of wind, because that'll obviously mess up the audio. I tried using an external microphone, but you get what you pay for, basically. So I used it for a few videos, and I ended up stopping because it seemed like the GoPro was getting the better footage. But yeah, I'm praying this wind isn't going to affect the video too much. Up next on the list is the Traxxas Bandit VXL. Same idea here, guys. I knew if I bought this car, it would likely do well, especially paired with the other video, and I was right. This is, I think, my second best performing video with like 25 or 30,000 views. This one's bone stock, guys. It is brushless out of the box, and as you can see, these tires are shot. This one actually got ran over by a car one day. I was ripping it through puddles in my front yard. I made a short of that, and yeah, I wasn't paying attention and went right underneath the car as it was driving by. Be careful and responsible with what you do with these guys' car. Be careful and responsible with what you do with these cars, guys. It was a very stupid move on my part. In any case, a full rebuild video is coming sometime in the future. I'd say sometime between now and forever. We'll see. Also, this car is a lot of fun, and it actually, I believe, is faster than the one I just built. It really likes to wheelie, and it's actually kind of hard to control because it's so fast. So, but again, it's a little messed up. It needs some work. Next on the list is a 4x4 Traxxas Slash. This came in the RC car that I picked up. It was originally brushed, and I swapped it over to one of the Leneon brushless kits that came in the lot. However, I made a video of me doing that, and the camera was angled completely wrong, so the footage is completely wrecked. I don't think I'll ever actually put that video on, so it's unfortunate, but it's really bad footage. In any case, front and rear aluminum shocks. It's got aluminum axles in the front, stock in the back. It's got aluminum servo linkages, and I think that's really it. Stock servo. These wheels are stock. This thing's a lot of fun, guys. It's pretty slow, even with the brushless. I need to upgrade the gearing to make it go a little faster. But yeah, this was part of the RC car lot, and still a lot of fun. Next on the list is my Traxxas Slash 4-wheel drive. This was actually the second RC car I ever purchased, and it looked just like the one I just showed you when I got it. After a little bit of time, I put the low center of gravity conversion on it, some RPM A-arms, and the Traxxas big bore aluminum shocks. Recently this summer, I decided I was going to convert it into the Traxxas Rally, and it has the front bumper and the body mounts as well as the wheels, and I picked up the body for it. I also made a video for the conversion, guys. It's somewhere. I'll leave the link. I also made a video for this conversion I did, guys, so if you want to see it, check it out below. I'll leave the link up here. or I'll leave it in this, and I'll leave it in his, I'll leave the link up here in the corner, and I will leave it in the description below. Lots of fun, guys. This is probably one of the better cars I have. This thing rips even right out of the box. Up next, guys, is my original 4x4 Traxxas Slash. It looked just like the one I just showed you in the previous clip when I got it. After a few years, I lowered it down with the lower center of gravity, put the aluminum Traxxas big bore shocks on there, and upgraded RPM A-arms and front bumpers. I've since taken the front bumpers off and replaced them with the front bumper from the Traxxas Rally, as well as the rear and front body mounts. The rims and tires are also from the Traxxas Rally. I made a video of this conversion if you guys want to see it. I made a video in the description, guys. Baklava and kebab time. I made a video for this build process, guys. If you want to see it, I will leave the links in the description below, and maybe up here. You can only leave so many up in the corner before, I think 5 total. I pretty much made a video for every car I have, so I don't know if it'll actually be in the corner. I don't even know if this will make the cut, but you gotta say it anyways. So yeah, this thing is a lot of fun, guys. Traxxas Slash, brushless Valenion 4-wheel drive is great, even right out of the box. Highly recommend this car. Next on the list, we have a 2-wheel drive Traxxas Slash. This was the first RC car I ever bought. I bought it for my wife, and I ended up playing with it way too much, and that's when I was told. She then told me, Mike, you gotta go get one for yourself, because this is mine. So I did. I went and picked up the car I just showed you in the previous clip. After a little bit of time, I ended up upgrading this. I put a low center of gravity conversion on it, Castle brushless system, front and rear RPM A-arms, and she then told me, Mike, it's too fast. You gotta go. Mike, it's too fast for me. She then told me, Mike, it's too fast for me. So I ended up having to go buy her. So I made the choice to go buy her another stock one so she can have that. You'll see that in the next clip. Anyways, it needs a little bit of work. I took some parts off it for a build in a video that's coming up very soon, so keep your eyes open for that. And it also is running a FlySky receiver. This thing is great. If you've never driven a Slash with a low center of gravity conversion, I highly recommend it. It doesn't roll, it drives more like a car. Overall, a lot of fun to drive this. Next up on the list is the Slash that I had to replace hers with. Obviously, as you can see, it is the pink version. This one is completely bone stock, guys. Brush motor. This is literally what it looks like outside of the box. I always say to people, if they don't have an RC car and they want to get one, this is probably a great option to start with. It's not too fast, it's super durable, and man, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, again, totally bone stock. This is the body that came with it, and I did pick up a clear one for her. I took a Hello Kitty sticker, stuck it on the back, and then painted it pink. Didn't use the right paint though, but this was years and years ago. In any case, this is the one she plays with, and she loves it. Next up on the list is another bone stock Traxxas Slash, except next up on the list is another Traxxas Slash. Yep, I know, guys, I got a lot of Traxxas Slashes. This one here, however, has a brushless upgrade. I got this car from the RC car lot. This is like a $50, $60 cheap. I think the company is Ghoul RC. It's just a cheap brushless upgrade. It is a little bit faster than stock. It's got a lot more power, but nothing crazy. Next up on the list is another Traxxas Slash, 2-wheel drive. This one also came in the RC car lot. This is the most heavily upgraded one out of that, I believe, and it is my favorite. It's got a Hobbywing brushless system. It has a Proline transmission. I've swapped out the radio for the Radio Link receiver. It has rear shocks, sway bar, some cheaper looking A-arms in the front, classic, and a bunch of other aluminum upgrades like this front shock tower. these turnbuckles here and the servo linkages. Yep, this is probably my favorite out of the three. It's a wheelie monster, and it does about 60 miles per hour. And it does about 55 or almost 60 miles an hour. Made a video for this, as well as the other cars, and I've also made a video with the top speed for this one, so check that out too. Guess what, guys? The next car is also a Traxxas Slash. This is two-wheel drive as well. This also came in the RC car lot. Proline transmission, the same Hobbywing brushless system that's in the last car I showed. Front and rear aluminum shock towers, some aluminum suspension parts, rear aluminum shocks, and aluminum A-arms in the front. It's also got an aluminum bell housing, and it's also got a metal geared servo. I don't know if this is really my favorite. Also, it's got a roll cage, which makes it very heavy, and this one flips over really easy. The Slash already flips over easy, so I couldn't say this is my favorite, but it is quick and still a lot of fun to drive. Next up on the list is another vehicle I made a video for. I bought this one used. It is a Traxxas Rustler two-wheel drive with a Castle brushless upgrade. The previous owner also changed out the radio to a Spectrum. He must have lost the stock one or something. I put the RPM A-arms and the front bumper on it, and everything else is pretty much stock. And I got these tires off Amazon. They're pretty cool looking. This is a wheelie monster as well, guys. It kind of will just flip over without the wheelie bar. A lot of fun, and again, I made a video for it. Link in the description below. Buy Grimace coin. Not kids though. I know there's a lot of kids that might watch this. You guys know, no gambling. Next up on the list is a Nitro Rustler. This is my only Nitro vehicle. Funny story with this one. I used to work with a guy, and one day he kind of came up to me and was like, "Hey Mike, I got this Nitro car. I don't know if it works. You want to see if it works?" And I was like, "Sure." So he just gave it to me and never asked for it back. I was actually a little nervous to kind of say that it worked because I was afraid he was going to take it back, but I pretty much knew he gave it to me. But it's just weird because, you know, who gives out a $500, because who gives out a $350 RC car for free? Thanks, Favad. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for that. I recently did a whole rebuild process on this. I had crashed it and broke a bunch of stuff. So if you want to watch the video, once again, in the link is in the description below. This does not come stock. I put this on here and put the receiver inside to keep it nice and safe from the fuel that seems to spit everywhere, and it actually came out great. RPM front bumper, pretty much everything else is stock, and I painted these wheels gunmetal gray. They got dirty real quick, as this car does, because the fuel is sticky. Nitro is a whole different beast, guys. If you don't have one, I always recommend people to try out both. At least have one or the other. So yeah, this thing is a lot of fun. It's very loud though. Electric. Just one of the pros of electric is it's not going to make your neighbors as angry as this vehicle undoubtedly will. So yeah, I'm racing against the time on the battery on the GoPro. More than likely what I'm going to do, guys, I don't know, I'll try to get helicopters in here for you to see, but I'll probably end the stream so that way I can go charge this up. I don't know who made it this far. If you did, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. And any of my friends that are watching, I know I'm probably muted, but you guys are the best. I appreciate all what you're doing for me. Next on the list is the two-wheel drive Traxxas Stampede. This is a brushed monster truck, and I actually made a video for this as well. I bought it with the intentions of making a video just like the Bandit. I know it's a popular model, and I figured it would probably be a video that would do well forever. It's only got around 2,000 views so far, but I expect within a year it should be around 10, hopefully more. In any case, it's bone stock except for the wheelie bar. This thing is a wheelie monster. If you're looking for a car that's a lot of fun, that will do wheelies, this is your go-to car here. And if you're new to the hobby, you're always going to want to probably start with the brushed, because that way you're not going to crash it right away, and you can always upgrade it later. I ended up liking it way more than I thought I would. Again, I bought it with intentions of just making a video, but it turned out to be one of my favorite RC cars. As I said in the video review, which I'll leave the link in the description below, don't ever let anyone tell you a brushed RC car can't be fun. It's absolute garbage. I disagree with that 100%. So yeah, Traxxas Stampede. 2-wheel drive, not 4-wheel. They make 4-wheel of that as well. Monster truck. Monster wheelie mesh. Monster? I don't know, the first time around it works better. And again, I'm up close to the car and I'm just praying when I go back that all this is good. If not, it's not a big deal. I'll just film again. I'm not going to bother with you guys, so I have to waste all your time sitting here watching it. Kind of comes with, you know, learning how to do this stuff. You're always going to have mistakes and you got to go refilm. I don't know if other YouTubers have this problem. I would assume so. Guys, next on the list is the Arrma Granite 4x2 Boost. So, funny story with this one too. I pretty much picked this up strictly to make a video. The hobby shop allowed me to borrow the Arrma Senton 4x2 Boost and the Vortex. Those videos are doing really well for my channel, so I knew that I needed to buy this to make all 3 of those cars. To make that 3rd video of the series. It's not fast at all, and I ended up really liking it more than I thought. I love the color scheme. I think the orange is beautiful. Again, it's brushed. It'll only do about 22 miles per hour, but this does come with a nickel metal battery. Picked up a LiPo for it. It gives it a little more torque, but the speed really doesn't change. This one won't pull wheelies because the motor is in the center, so there's not really much weight in the back, and it really doesn't have enough power to do it anyways. I did a full review on this video. I did a full review on this car as well, so if you want to see it, check the links in the description. This one I'll probably put up in the corner too. I might add, it seems like these things are convenient, but I actually dislike them because they fall off easy, so you kind of got to be careful putting them on, and yeah, I'm not the most careful person in the world. So, it takes forever. It's annoying. Up next on the list is a Traxxas. Up next on the list is a Traxxas E-Max. I also got this one for free, guys. One of my good friends, Alex, just gave it to me. He said, here, take it for your channel. Alex, I really appreciate that. That was one of the coolest things anyone has ever done for me. That was one of the coolest things that a good friend like you has ever done for me. Dual brushed motors, single brushed ESC, 2 servos, 1 for each wheel, 4 shocks in the front, 4 shocks in the rear, 4 arms in the rear and front, 4-wheel drive. This thing's a lot of fun, guys. I changed out the receiver to radio link, but then I ended up pulling it off because I needed it for another video. As far as, this is the type of car you give to someone who's never played with one before, and they will immediately ask you how much it costs, because I think this is a great way to impulse someone who's not really into RC to want to go buy one, which any of you might know, it's pretty easy to do that. This hobby is just awesome, and I think most people don't really realize how much fun these things are until they play with them. And last on the list, guess what? It's another Traxxas Slash 2-wheel drive stock. I'm not going to get into any details on this. You'll see why. It's coming in the next video I'll be uploading. Alright, cars are done. I might as well bang out helicopters while I'm out here. And then I'm going to go start editing, and I'll do airplanes. This battery's not going to last. I know that Alright guys, helicopters now. So this right here is the Blade 230S V2 6-channel RC helicopter. Again, 6-channel means that you can actually change the pitch of the blades. So you can flip it upside down, you can change the pitch of the blades, and it will then fly inverted because the air will be pushing up, similar to the way it would be pushing up if it was facing this direction. If you're not really familiar with what that means, just search 3D helicopter. You can fly this thing in all different directions. It is pretty much relatively a beginner's helicopter. It also has safe mode, which means that you can hit the button on the remote right here if you're in trouble, and it'll just automatically right itself, which is definitely a cool feature when you're learning. If you turn that off though, and safe also will keep it, safe mode will also keep it straight. So if it's tipping sideways, safe mode will also limit your bank angle, so you can't go farther than this or this, and there's multiple settings for it. Once you turn safe off though, you're at the mercy of knowing what to do, because if you tip it sideways and you don't know what to do next, guess what? It's going right to the ground. Unless, like I said, unless you hit this button, which will land inverted. But yeah, you gotta know how to fly a helicopter to fly without safe mode. If you don't know how to fly a helicopter though, recommend getting the simulator, and this is actually probably your best bet to pick up. I absolutely love this helicopter. I have two of them, and I'll show you what the other one is in the next clip. Brushless, it's direct driven, brushless in the back. Just a total blast, guys. This thing is a total blast. I can't recommend it enough, especially if you're new to helicopters. Start with something small like this. First of all, the bigger they are, the easier to fly. So if you can master flying something small like this, it's going to be a lot easier for you in the future. Also guys, before I start all this helicopter mumbo jumbo, I did make a video about how I got into helicopters. I'll put that link in the description, or if I have room, I'll put it in the corner up here. You got to start somewhere is a thing, and you're going to crash. It's just part of the game. Helicopters are not easy to fly, but they are very, very satisfying when you actually do figure it out. And it's turning out to be nice and sunny. I thought maybe it was going to rain, but I'm glad it's not. You can do this now. Next in the helicopter list is the Blade 230S. This is the V1. So obviously this came out before V2. This was the first, I purchased this after having a few different helicopters, and man oh man, it's a good helicopter. It's just like the first one, it's not as good really. I guess I don't really need to open it up or anything. Also brushless front, also brushless tail driven, and also two brushless motors in this one. I crashed this one, and instead of going to fix it, I did buy the parts, but I ended up just buying version 2 instead because it had just come out, so I haven't flown this since. Also, a lot of fun, guys. I don't really know if it's worth buying V1 anymore since they have V2. They actually have V2, I don't know. They have V2 with safety. They have V2, what is it called? Oh yeah, they also have the V2 Smart now, so you can read voltage and stuff, but you kind of need a smart remote to do that. Another thing too, all the ones I'm showing you guys, they all run off the same remotes. That's one of the best parts about these things, is once you have the remote, you kind of can just buy any kind of helicopter and sync it up to that remote. So yeah, this is the Horizon Hobby Blade 230S. Again, this is also pretty much a beginner helicopter, but as I said in the last one, you know, if you got safe off and you tip it, it's going into the ground. And that's pretty much what happened with me, obviously. Next up on the list is this Blade. Next up on the list is this little Blade Nano CPX. This is a full 6-channel 3D helicopter. So again, what that means is you can fly it like this. I actually bought this one used. It is totally brushless swapped. The motor in the front is brushless swapped, and this one is also direct tail driven, just a brush motor. These things are really hard to fly because they're so squirrely. Again, if you can learn how to fly on something like this, you're going to have absolutely no trouble when you move to something larger. I do have a stock one of these too. It's yellow. I couldn't find the box for it, so I have two of these. Next on the list is the Blade 130X. This is actually a really old model. I think I got this in 2013. It was a very problematic model. I really never got to fly it too much. I don't even know why I have it anymore. I could have sold it or built it. But in any case, this was probably one of the first. This was before Safe was out, so it did have a little bit of stabilization, but if you didn't know what you were doing, this thing was going into the ground. The problem I kept having with it was I think the tail rotor would stop and it would just spin out of control. So I never really got to fly it much, but still a cool helicopter to have. Maybe one day I'll build it, or it's just going to be a shelf queen. Next up on the list is the Blade 300 CFX. This is also a pretty old model. This was the first really kind of like hobby grade RC helicopter I ever bought, aside from some of the mini ones like you just saw. And I crashed it a lot trying to learn how to fly it. Eventually had to buy all metal servos because they just kept stripping. And this is brushless. It is not direct driven. It's actually got a belt. You can see there, and I put the Align blade holder in the back. Pretty dope. This thing is awesome and it looks really cool. So this is 300 size, and the next one in the video, and the next one coming up is 400 size. All carbon fiber parts on here, carbon fiber blades, all aluminum pieces here. Basically, it is CFX. It's the carbon fiber version of the Blade 300. This too. This also is from like 2015 or 2016, so it's pretty old. And finally, guys, the cream of the crop RC helicopter that I own, the Saab Goblin. This is the Saab Goblin. This is the Saab Goblin. Jesus. This is the Saab Goblin in orange. The paint scheme is beautiful. I always wanted this helicopter. I found it used for an unbelievable deal, and I was actually really happy when I did, because it was kind of strange that this was the one I always wanted, and it kind of just fell into my lap. So yeah, like I said, I bought it built already. It has quantum brushless motor on it. This is also belt driven, so you can see that when you turn the main rotors, the rear turn. Again, this is a 6-channel helicopter capable of flying completely upside down. Aluminum rotor head, aluminum swash plate. Got the AR-72008X receiver here, and some HV93 brushless servos. I don't really know what to say about this, guys, other than it's kind of my shelf queen. This was like a dream come true as a kid to have something like this, so I just love it. I don't know what else to say. It is just fucking beautiful. It is just a gorgeous piece of machinery, and yeah, I really enjoy looking at it as much as I enjoy flying it. There are a few videos of me flying it on my channel. I don't do it too often because obviously I don't want to crash it. But I think in the future, hopefully, as my channel grows and I'm able to get more stuff like this, that's more likely what you're going to see. I do know how to fly these on the sim. I'm nasty. I've been flying probably 10 years, but there's a little bit of more adrenaline in real life, so it kind of limits me, I think. Hopefully in the future I can get this thing upside down. I don't know if I ever will, though. I just don't want to smash it. I probably will. So that's it for helicopters, guys. Beautiful. Just look at that, man. I don't know if you've seen the clip of the kid. He loves corn. This is how I feel about the helicopter. I haven't seen no more beautiful thing. Alright, I'm gonna check the battery, see what I'm at. If I have enough to do airplanes, I will. Alright, yeah, I'm at 8%, so I'm gonna go edit this footage, 32 minutes. Hopefully I can get it into like 10 or 15. And yeah, if you guys made it this far, appreciate it, guys. I think it's about an hour stream or so since I had to record that twice. And yeah, if you're just tuning in later or you're just browsing through this is what it is like when I make a video. I don't know if really you knew what it was like. I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious, but it's a lot of fun, guys. I really enjoy doing this. If you like my videos, please subscribe, help me out. We're growing quick. I mean, 2 years ago I had like 50 subscribers and I'm already at 1,350 or something like that, which, man, that's wild. That's wild. That's a lot of people. So thanks for watching, and this is my second live stream. I'll probably do some more of these in the future if I get any engagement on this, or just for fun. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you to my friends who streamed in for me, and I'll see you later.